Welcome to TMZ Live. We have more information about the woman who is now accused of attempted murder for firing shots into Rihanna's house. And by all accounts, from what we're seeing, unsurprisingly, she is mentally unstable.
Yes, very disturbing videos that she's posted and information we even covered about her life. The woman's name is Ivana Lisette Ortiz, and her life back in Florida has been very, very turbulent. And in fact, she currently does not have custody of her child because of a very, let's just say, difficult relationship with her ex that included Miss Ortiz being put on a psychiatric hold in Florida. In Florida, they call it the Baker Act. And it was used to put her on a hold for 72 hours during a dispute that she was having with her now ex-husband.
So the Baker Act essentially means that you are either a danger to yourself or others. We have seen this in California, where it's been used as, in fact, it happened with Kanye West, happened with Britney Spears. So it is just evidence. But this woman seemed to have this deep-rooted hatred for Rihanna.
Yeah, there's a video she posted in January, which, depending on how you see it, and obviously I think if you're Rihanna and you are now seeing this video, it can seem extremely threatening.
The way that Rihanna wants to kill me, she's the one who wants to kill me. The way that Rihanna wants to kill me shows that we're not going to show this right now. Listen, Rihanna, when you die, God is taking me to my future. You want to kill me. Shut the up, okay? Shut the up. Yeah, she's a witch. She's a witch. I'm a watchman. She's a witch. Get that stupid girl out of here.
So you know what's really interesting about this? That you see her and you wonder, well, could that be used in itself to, hold her involuntarily, to even prosecute her? And the answer is pretty much no. That, people can go off like this in social media, and unless they make a direct threat, as opposed to professing hatred, it's virtually impossible to do anything.
It feels a little on the line when she says, "When you die, Rihanna."
But
I get it. She didn't say, "I'm going to kill you."
It's not enough. It's just not enough. And this is one of the problems celebrities have, which is you have these stalkers, you have people who become obsessed and then angry if the celebrity doesn't form a relationship or acknowledge the existence of the person.
But she makes it sound like she thinks they do have a relationship already. She's saying that Rihanna's trying to kill me.
Which is a problem in itself, another problem. And yet, there's really not a whole lot that can be done. And, in L.A., which, covers Hollywood, we have something called threat management at LAPD, and they handle these high-profile celebrity cases. And they're the first to admit there is only so much they can do. And you get a restraining order, the people who are doing this are the least likely to obey a restraining order.
So the person who's been dealing with Ivana's mental health the closest is her ex-husband, because they do have a child together, and the way he and his attorney have described it to us.
It was a scary situation, yes. She has lots of mental health issues, he claims. He says that she also had some issues with medication at one point, without getting into too many details. But yeah, at the moment, he has full custody of the kid, and she did not have any custody.
So we found out, too, that there were a number of people in that house, aside from just Rihanna.
Which is gonna, I think,
and their kids.
The attempted
there was
murder.
10 people in the home. We were told it was not A$AP Rocky, but Rihanna and the kids, and I'm guessing part of her staff that she has at the home.
It's I actually got contacted yesterday by somebody who actually sold her the house, and he had seen this and texted me, and he said, I sold her this house. This house is like a fortress, which was just kind of interesting because, it's a big house, and it is somewhat secure, but it's not one of those houses behind, gates where you...
It's not in a gated community.
It's not in a gated community, or one of these houses with a gate with a long driveway where the house is more toward the street.
Definitely a home she shouldn't be living in.
Well, and he was saying it's very secure.
I mean, Still, someone was able to gain access to the street and shoot it up.
Right. And by the way, to that point, Rihanna and her family have left the home. Yesterday, they packed up and got on a
Airplane
on
headed,
a
yeah.
private jet.
It could
and
have
got
been
out
a
of town.
schedule thing. We don't know.
It could have been, but it also makes sense that they would leave after this, especially because she was there with the kids. And we also found out that Ivana did not. We thought initially that she was
Flee,
still at
or that she stayed.
She did flee, and actually we have some of the dispatch audio of the somewhat brief chase that went on before they actually caught up to her.
Hi, my name is Jeff. I live in Los Angeles, and of course, I think that the shooting is insane. But yeah, I mean, watching some of the videos, I think the wildest part is that this girl had this parasocial relationship with Rihanna. Obviously, she's Rihanna. She has no idea who this girl is, but I think another wild thing about it is somebody who has been put on a psychiatric hold. Does she even have access to a gun? Like, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
actually
we're
a
still
really
trying
good.
to figure out
That's a good question.
where and when she purchased this weapon, how she got it.
That is a great
Especially
question.
after that. Pretty rare to hear someone going after Taylor Swift publicly. It's even more rare to hear someone in the music business going after Taylor Swift. But Jack White from the White Stripes, he did not hold back when he did an interview with The Guardian and was talking about Taylor Swift's penchant for writing breakup songs, songs about her exes. He says, now it's become very popular in the Taylor Swift way of pop singers writing about all of their publicly aired breakups, which I don't find interesting at all. I think it's a little bit boring for me to write about myself.
Well, that does seem like a shot at Taylor Swift because that's her stock and trade.
That's definitely a shot at Taylor Swift.
Not to say that there have not been scores and scores, hundreds of songs about breakups. I mean, songs are about breakups.
There are lots of songs about breakups. And Taylor's, by the way, a lot of them have been
Like Lola.
Have been big hits. But I think Lola's not breakups.
Well, he didn't get what he got, what he thought he was getting.
I guess it's kind of a breakup.
Well, according to Jack White, this was not a diss at all. In fact, he's just saying this is my own personal songwriting experience. And personally, I feel that people would get bored of hearing my heartbreak all the time. So I create characters and I create a story here. He said, congratulations to Taylor on all her success.
So
and
hold
her
on.
own
That's
process.
a walk back. That's a walk back.
It's a bit of a walk back, and it's one way of looking at it. You could also look at it as saying her songs are just simple. Because he's saying, when I write about personal things, I don't make it about me. I put another layer on it. I create a character, and I'm not just simply telling you what happened in my life, which you probably know.
Do you guys know anything about
Do we
Jack
know
White?
anything? I know a lot about
Do you know
White.
anything?
Do you
Jack
want-
White
what?
is one of the most private musicians I've ever come across.
Right. And what he said was, I would never write about myself.
He would
Who is he
not
make a
talking- who
character.
is he talking about when he said that?
himself.
You
He
don't
was
think-
literally
you
talking
don't-
about his own process.
No, but you don't think Taylor Swift went through his head when he said that to The Guardian?
He said Taylor Swift's a name. He said in the Taylor Swift way.
Right, but he's not. He's using that as an example. He's not using it as a diss. He's not saying
boy.
I don't like Taylor Swift. This is the
White Sharks
Swifties
apologist.
taking that and then turning it into a big thing. You could say the sky is blue, and Swifties would be like, "Well, Taylor thinks it's light blue today, so screw you." That's what Swifties do.
Well, you don't think he walked it back with
Wow.
3 comments afterward?
Courtney, do you want a rebuttal?
His
Who's
entire
gonna speak for
long
the
paragraph
Swifties?
is talking about I'm happy for her success and
So
everything.
why say that?
So this is how he
he
attempted
was
to walk
talking
it
about
back.
himself.
This is how he attempted to walk it back. He said, I didn't say that I think Taylor Swift's music was boring or whatever clickbait the net is trying to scrape together. I don't find it interesting at all for me to write about myself in my own lyric writing and poetry.
Look,
I think I might have to side with the Swifties on
know-
this. I love
Oh
Jack
my
White.
God.
I love Jack White, but I'm just saying, look, he doesn't like her kind of writing. Just own it.
you
Say
don't
it.
tug on Superman's cape.
He's
You don't spit into the wind. You don't pull the
Wow.
mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you do not mess around with Taylor Swift.
You lost the rhyme.
you have a better shot
lost
of seeing
the rhyme.
Bigfoot in public. Jack White is so private. He's not going to use one of his rare interviews to go after the Queen.
And yet he did.
Yet he did.
Hi, I'm Janine from Little Elm, Texas, and I get how Jack White doesn't want to share his private life with the public to be judged and criticized and to relive it. But I love how Taylor Swift uses her songwriting as a means of therapy because we can all relate. It's like therapy for all of us because we've all been through breakups.
Yeah, but you generally don't mention the person's name and go after him.
And especially their clothing. Janine, would you ever speak about your ex's scarf?
Yeah, really.
No.
I mean, but that's the thing. It's like, it's one thing to talk generically about a breakup, but when you're targeting people, isn't that your therapy is out for the world?
Yes, we can all learn from her because she can do it with a broken heart.
Take that, Jack White. I mean, Harvey Levin.
Coming up.
Donna Kelce's remodel and the continuing renovations that are happening there. And everyone, including Donna's family members, are reacting to this news.
Can you please post the renovations that your mom's doing?
Please. You already know. I didn't even know she was doing these things. Be right back.
All right, we have a very important update, some big news we have to tell you about. Donna Kelce's remodel and the continuing renovations that are happening there. We are plugged in.
We have sources that say that the doors are on order. Yeah.
This is really stepping up.
Yep.
Obviously, we are talking about the story that very real story. It is happening that we posted over the weekend, and it turned into a huge viral sensation.
She's getting a half dozen new doors and windows too in her home in Florida.
Yes.
So we broke the exclusive on this, and
everyone, including Donna's family members, are reacting to this news. As we mentioned yesterday, Travis Kelce had a pretty big day, announcing that he is going to return to the NFL, going to be playing with the Chiefs again for his 14th season. And yet, when he was on Pat McAfee's show, he had to talk about Donna.
Can you please post the renovations that your mom's doing?
Please. You already know. I didn't even know she was doing these things. If she needed a guy to come, screw some door hinges in, she could have just called me. But I guess she's doing a big, massive renovation.
What a time. These two Ohio boys, okay?
Just Ohio ball player, baby.
Mom's renovation at house. TMZ breaking news.
Biggest news of the week.
What a time to be alive.
You're welcome, Pat.
You're welcome, Pat.
You're welcome.
You got content, Pat, all right? You got content there, mister.
I am so pissed off about this because
now
I'm gone and this all happens and there are like 30 million people on social media.
Did you notice what he did there, Nauman?
No, I'm
did
happy.
You hear him? He's like,
I'm happy about it.
Gone.
I'm happy about this story. But it's like somebody else is now making T-shirts. We should have done this. I'm upset about this.
I don't think you understand.
You bought a T-shirt.
Did you
buy a T-shirt? No.
I would like to. I have bought something from this company before. It was an anti-ice hat, and it says, if you have a small and a terrible moral compass, then you're a dangerous moron. Join ICE. So they have a lot of good stuff.
But we were just going to...
So wait, what does the shirt say? Don't let the war in Iran distract from the fact that Donna Kelce is renovating her home.
Why didn't we do this?
I don't think you understand how this works. If we had sold it,
yeah,
I don't
it's not
think
funny
people,
that we're like in on.
Then you lose the joke if we sell it.
Yeah, but we make money. Yeah.
It's so funny.
It's like more important than the joke is we would make money.
Yes.
So we just maybe we come up with a shell company so they don't know they're buying it from.
Or we do it like seriously. It's like, seriously, folks, 6 doors.
This is just prime internet culture because we do silly stories like this all the time, like real estate stories, and you just like never know what's gonna
say silly, but it's a lighthearted story.
Dude, it's a silly story.
Journalist.
It's a silly story,
I
dude.
prefer lighthearted.
Lighthearted, yeah.
So, somebody said to me yesterday, I was telling him about it, somebody over at Fox, actually, and she said, that's so funny. You guys are so funny to make that kind of joke. And I said, they didn't think it was a joke.
It wasn't a joke.
Like,
it wasn't a joke.
Karen from New York. I'm so delighted that Donna Kelce chose to remodel her present home for her kids. She could stay anywhere, but she chose to stay in her home. She probably has so many memories there. The kids grew up there. And she just wanted to renovate and just keep everything in her house.
This isn't where the kids grew up, because they grew up in Ohio.
And this is Florida.
In Florida.
But here's the thing.
You know.
We've been trying to get Donna Kelce to come on TMZ Live and talk about this.
She's busy with the contractors.
So here's the thing. If Donna Kelce is watching this, we will give you a doughboy pool for the backyard if you do 5 minutes on TMZ. How's that?
Nobody wants a doughboy pool. Well, Kim Kardashian is responding to a long-standing rumor about her and Hermes and an incident that allegedly happened at Hermes where she went in to buy a handbag for North, who, I don't know how old she was at the time. She must
have been 4 years old
ago,
when she was married to Kanye. So.
Yes, and that Kim was turned away, which sounds fantastical now. Like, there's no way Kim Kardashian gets turned away from any store, even Hermes, you would think.
But it does sound like a dumber story even than Donna Kelce's remodel.
Well, Kim is now responding to it.
Sources connected to Kim.
Close to Kim are saying they find it very disturbing that anyone would make up stories about a child for clicks.
Well, this makes it sound like it's some kind of child abuse. So, hold on.
It's not really a story about North to me.
But wait a minute. The idea that they're saying this is like child abuse, that North was denied an Hermes bag. This is Marie Antoinette stuff that they're saying.
I mean, it's a cute bag.
No, I'm really serious.
It's a mini Kelly bag. Who doesn't want that?
The fact that people connected to Kim are talking about this like it's child abuse
years later.
Insane.
Years later.
It's insane.
Why now?
And the people that we've spoken to have gone on as far as to say she doesn't talk to anyone in the press office. She has a direct line to the people in Paris.
What a flax.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe she does, but I guess it...
Does anybody else find this just insane that we're talking about this? That Kim is saying, oh, well, I can go directly to Mr. Hermes himself or whatever. It's like I can't believe. And then they're saying it's like child abuse for North not to have an Hermes bag.
Valeria from Atlanta, Georgia, and obviously it's not true. And it's such an old story. The fact that it even came up now, I mean, it's Kim Kardashian. She's a great mom and she has access to resources we'll never know about. Clearly, she'd be able to get a rare bag for her daughter, North, if she really wanted to.
I would think so. And we'll leave it at that. If it was even that. Ever. I don't know.
Coming up.
We all have digital assistants, right? Depending on your household, you have Alexa or you have Siri. Now, we want to introduce you to Arya. It is a couples intimacy concierge.
We are using AI to not take you away from your partner, but to bring you closer to your partner.
Be right back.
TMZ's got every freaking thing. Big celebs, big stories, big events.
Phoebe Rexa was looking hot on vacation.
Look at the water, too.
Did you just say, look at the water?
I mean, I'll be honest, that is what I was looking at. Are you ready for a new roommate? Maybe someone to help your relationship along. Look, we all have digital assistants, right? Depending on your household, you have Alexa or you have Siri, maybe Gemini, Google, whatever you've got. Now, we want to introduce you to Arya. This is a new concept. Arya is there specifically not to look up whatever on the internet for you, but to help you with intimacy. It is a couples intimacy concierge. And Arya is the invention of our guests, Offer Yahudai and Athena Gale. Athena is an intimacy counselor. And Offer, you are the brains behind this, this invention, which is going to revolutionize people's relationships, right?
One of the brains, not the only one. Definitely part of the team. Yes.
Okay. So how does this work? It used to be people would just, if you had issues at home, maybe you'd go to
a therapist.
A therapist. You go to a marriage counselor, maybe even a sex counselor. But now you're offering this on a digital level. How does this work?
For most of us, being very happy couples, having great life. But 9 p.m. exhaustion is real. Evening come, maybe you clean the kitchen sink and you don't immediately feel sexy like we all see in the movies. So we just thought, how can we make it easier for most people?
Yeah, the mental load is real. The last thing you want to be thinking about after you've done your whole entire day is, how am I going to turn my partner on? And we are using AI to not take you away from your partner, but to bring you closer to your partner. We are the best friend / therapist / sex expert that you didn't realize you needed with you at all times.
So when a couple signs up, the first thing they do is meet with an actual human person and have you go through some surface level questions, I'm guessing, about your relationship. And then, Athena, you're taking that information and then programming the Arya unit that they're going to use, or the AI service that they're going to use?
We have a data scientist, we have a relationship scientist who takes that information and then lets the concierge team know, that's me, how to communicate to that particular couple on why they are going to Arya. So is it they need more intimacy, more emotional closeness, so they want to be a lot bolder in the bedroom. And so the AI is helpful, but it's being led by a team of humans in a really smart way that's not spying or trying to collect your information.
So I got two things. I'm trying to think of which one I want to ask first. I guess the first thing is that if you guys have experts who are evaluating this, why use the additional step of AI? What does that bring to the table if you already have this team of experts who can relay back to you? I mean, what's AI adding?
So AI really allows us to amplify all the knowledge we have in the house and make it accessible. And also remember, a couple is a system of two. So maybe one partner prefer to get the answer very quickly, just give me the bottom line, what should I do with my partner? And then others prefer give me a long form, help me really understand why. So we can use AI to take the knowledge and make it more accessible based on how you prefer to consume it. Previously, that was very hard to do. And now via text, you can just get the answer you need pretty much immediately.
So if you have something in mind, but you don't know how to bring it up with your partner, you could have a conversation with Arya first and say, how do I do this? Or could you ask Arya, could you bring this up at the next meeting when we sit down and you make the suggestion instead of me making it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we're not having meetings. We're texting all the time. You can text
But then that brings me to this other thing, which is there's a movie called Rashomon, where you could look at, two people can look at the same thing and see totally different things. So if you have a couple, they may not be on the same page with everything. So one person says something to you and you come up with all this and you go to AI and they come up with an answer, but it doesn't necessarily address what the other person is feeling, which could be totally different. So unless you do couples therapy, which is different, when one person talks to you, that's just a one-sided thing.
And that's why you really shouldn't rely on ChatGPT for any relationship advice. For this reason exactly. You talk to Chat, Chat will hype you up and make sure you're right, but Chat doesn't know what your partner really wants. We build a concierge that really texts with both partners and really have the full picture of where the two are coming from, what kind of desire gaps they may have. And people may feel like snowflakes, but at the end of the day, we do
very common requests. Boosting intimacy. My partner wants it more than I do. My partner wants it less than I do. I want more foreplay. He wants less foreplay. It's a lot of us taking both those sides and then finding a way to then bridge that for them. We are the bridge for them.
The bridge. I've heard of that too.
Bridge over troubled waters.
I know. So typical actual face-to-face counseling with someone would cost, depending on where you are, somewhere between $200–300 an hour. What is the going price for Arya?
Membership starts at $60 a month, and that includes your own concierge, all the content, and the products that are shipped to your house. So it's all included.
The products?
Yes.
Yeah.
What products?
Okay.
Yeah, let me walk you through this. So every month you're assigned an experience. So let's say you and your partner both decide you want to push some boundaries a little bit. Maybe
this
you
is a
want to
daytime show. Just to remind you. Okay, but go ahead.
Maybe you want to get into a little bit of restraint play. And so we will send you an experience of a ton of content with educational videos, activities you can do together, conversation prompts, how to do things safely,
like Twister.
Some fantasies to like gain inspiration from, a playlist just for that type of play. So a restraint play playlist. And then at the end of the month, you actually get sent a few items to bring your date night to life. So we are giving you all the ideas, all the things to talk about, a person to talk to about it, and then we're actually sending you the items. So you don't have to go shopping for yourself. We will do it for you.
It's a brave new world. Thanks so much for being with us.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Coming up.
Gene Simmons does not want to hear another single word about politics. He says it is time for celebrities to finally shut up about politics.
Basically, shut up.
Be right back.
Welcome back to TMZ Live. Gene Simmons does not want to hear another single word about politics from anyone in this town. He says it is time for celebrities to finally shut up about politics. We've seen poll numbers where people generally in the country believe this. Like, they don't want to hear who you're voting for or who you're supporting if you're a celebrity.
Well, yeah, and the reason is, look, a lot of people talk about who they support and don't. A lot of people think that there's this aura that celebrities feel they have, that if they say who they're voting for, they automatically have influence over other people, and people take offense to that, and it actually backfires.
We have definitely seen that. But Gene, who is never one to hold back his opinion about just about anything, at least now, is saying politics will not be one of those things you hear him talking about.
Ben Stiller is calling out the president, saying he doesn't want him to use his movie clips for war propaganda. I mean, it sounds like a lot of people are kind of, criticizing Trump, like Hollywood right now, over this war thing. Is that fair?
Yeah, because everybody in the world should listen what actors and comedians say, because they're so qualified. Basically, shut up. Do your art and shut up. Nobody's interested in your opinions. That includes me, who I vote for, who I like. Who the do you think you are? People in America work hard for their living, and they don't want to be lectured to by people who live in mansions and drive Rolls Royces. It's time for everybody in the entertainment industry to shut their pie hole and just do your art. Nobody cares what you think. I don't.
AKA, shut up and dribble?
Well, it is kind of shut up and dribble.
It's very shut up and dribble.
And I disagree with him that celebrities don't have a right to say it. Everybody has a right to speak up, and because they're celebrities doesn't disqualify them from exercising the right of free speech. It's just, it doesn't work.
Don't think it's gonna,
I mean, it just
if
doesn't
you want to
work.
share your opinion because you're sharing your opinion if you're asked or something.
It's fine.
But don't think that it's necessarily going to change
probably,
your mind.
it could backfire.
Yeah, we just come to realize that, though. I think there used to be a real thought that it made a big difference, right? I thought that.
There were people,
candidates have
candidates and Democrats particularly spent a lot of money, with events, with big celebrities, and we've seen it where it doesn't work.
Well, in what you're talking about, where celebrities do come in handy for a candidate, anyways, fundraising. Yeah, there it is. Right?
Yeah.
So,
but that can be done.
That's what that's all about.
That can be done very privately, and often is, where you don't.
But you have to appeal to the celebrity's ego.
Right.
Right? So you want their money, so you got to give them a little FaceTime.
Yeah, but I mean, I know that in LA, I know people who have hosted some of these things, and nobody knows they exist. Sometimes presidents go to it, and they don't even know that it exists.
There is a way to do that.
There's a way to do it. But, when asked, fine. But when you give this declaration like it's going to matter to everybody.
People are so entrenched in their thoughts now.
Doesn't
But you
work.
know what's interesting is that when Trump ran the first time, Gene Simmons was pretty vocal about saying that he supported him. He thinks this is a good.
Was that right? I
It's
didn't
good
know.
to shake things up.
Yeah.
And then a couple years later, he said, "Well, things didn't necessarily go the way I
It's a little
thought." And that's when
hypocritical of Gene.
But that's when he changed. At that point, he's like, you know what? I'm just going to. He goes, I've changed. People change, and now he's not talking about it.
Hi guys, my name is Tina. I'm coming to you from Kansas City, and I definitely have an opinion on the Gene Simmons stuff. Like, Gene is allowed to have an opinion, but he's been dressed as a gargoyle for years, and now he wants us to not giggle and have a serious conversation. The guy has had his tongue stuck out since 1973, and he's now telling celebrities, like, hey guys, we should definitely keep our mouths shut, all right? Like, we need to stay grounded. He wants to be like this voice of restraint when he's been spitting blood over an audience for years at a time. Here's the thing.
That's his art. That's his art.
That is his art, 100% true. But celebrities, just because they have a platform, doesn't mean they lose the right to not have an opinion. I'm not going to vote for somebody in particular because they have said one thing or another. We shouldn't necessarily be taking away that opinion from them. In my mind, celebrities that, I mean, here we are saying everyone should stay out of politics, but yet we put a celebrity apprentice in the White House. I mean, talk to us, Gene. It doesn't work that way.
Fair enough. Since you're from Kansas City, what do you think of Travis coming back?
I think it's awesome. And I think it's great that Taylor and him maybe have found some kind of happy medium, so it's not all about Taylor in the press all the time, and it's more about him.
Yeah, nobody did talk about her yesterday. It really was just about him returning.
Yeah, but then Jack White came out.
And then Jack White,
There you go.
Well, maybe we're finally going to get an answer. Is Zendaya already married to Tom Holland? You know, of course, that last week her stylist, La Roche, was at the Actor Awards and said that they'd already gotten married. Well, now Zendaya herself is in Paris for the final day, I'm so happy to say this, the final day of Paris Fashion Week.
I don't believe it.
Reportedly.
By the way, it just pisses me off so much because this is a lie that it's a week. Paris Fashion Year is what it is.
Focus. We're not. That's not our rant right now.
The rant is about,
me. The rant is about whether or not they're married. She showed up all dressed in white.
And she's got a ring.
Interesting. And still wearing the band, which, if you believe La Roche, is a wedding band.
Why do I think La Roche is joking? Because if this really was real, that they got married, La Roche wouldn't steal Zendaya's thunder, right?
I wouldn't think so.
No, Harvey's right. He wouldn't. They've been locked and loaded too long. They're really, really close. He knows he can make a joke like this on a red carpet
It's a
in
joke.
public.
She's clearly not pissed about it because he's
still
there
with
with
him.
her.
Because it's a joke.
Because she knew, and he probably honestly told her before he went on the red carpet,
That
I'm
he
going
was
to
gonna
troll,
do it.
I'm
Yeah.
going to gag the world, I'm going to make sure that.
But why is she doing it? She knows what she's doing.
But why
so
not
why
come out
is
and
she?
say-
Why is she? Well, no, because she's created the joke.
What, you
she's
think she
she's
told
not-
him to make the joke?
She's wearing this ring knowing that
But
everybody's going to say
but
they're married.
the way it went down at the Actor Awards, he was asked about
the wedding.
About the wedding and what he's going to
Why was he asked that?
And he just the question.
Because she's wearing a
It
ring.
wasn't because of that.
Sure.
It wasn't. It was just what are you
we
going to dress her in? And then he said, "Oh, they're already married."
But this is the thing too, though. So
it's because of the ring.
It's also, I feel like it's Zendaya's wearing the ring, wearing the white, still hanging out with him because at the end of the day, Zendaya and Tom are so private. They don't talk about their relationship. So I feel like it's a message to us. Don't believe anything until I say it. Until I say it, until you hear it from the horse's mouth. Because if she's married, then when I'm ready to tell y'all that I'm married, I will. I can walk around with my wedding ring. I can walk around with my friend. I can walk around. But until I'm ready to say it.
I get it, except La Roche wouldn't say that because then it becomes real.
No, it becomes Zendaya still telling you,
Can we-
go ahead
can
and
we
believe the
forget about the
troll.
ring for a minute. What do we think about Zendaya's short hair?
Love it. She can do no
Yeah.
wrong. She can do no wrong. Killed this look.
Not-
Look at Love
not
with the
normally
look at
a
Love
fan.
with the
she
hair.
is. I know,
you
but
can't pull off. A lot of people can't pull off short hair like that.
She's
She
good.
can pull off anything.
She's good.
Jessica Lynn Bailey, Ridgecrest, California. I think Zendaya is secretly married and she's just trying to hide it for as long as possible. Of course, she wants to enjoy her honeymoon phase without public scrutiny. But we're going to find out eventually because we're nosy.
Yeah.
Coming up.
Well, Jax and Brittany from Vanderpump Rules have figured out the terms of their divorce.
It's a sign that there's some trust issues with Jax.
Be right back.
Well, Jax and Brittany from Vanderpump Rules have figured out the terms of their divorce and, more importantly, their custody deal. And there are some very specific terms about this. Now, first of all, Brittany is going to have more time with their 4-year-old son, Cruz, and Jax is going to get every other weekend and Wednesday nights, which is interesting. I don't know why Wednesday night.
Are they calling it joint custody?
Joint legal custody.
Yeah.
However, Brittany gets the final call on health decisions if they can't come to an agreement. She gets the tiebreaker, I guess.
Yeah, and that's kind of more sole legal
because she has
that right.
Right.
And it's a sign that there's some trust issues with Jax.
Yes, and there are a couple other things. This one is standard that you can't introduce Cruz to another person you're dating for 6 months. We see that a lot.
Very standard.
But also, it specifically says, cannot, while you are with Cruz, be under the influence of alcohol, marijuana, or any illegal drugs either while you're... Now, the illegal drugs part makes sense. And I guess even the alcohol...
The other absolutely makes sense.
It also makes sense, but especially when you're talking about the trust issues, I think that's part of it for Brittany, is the trust of whether Jax is going to...
And by the way, there's not really a difference when you're talking about an illegal drug or alcohol. If you're under the influence, it's dangerous for the kid.
Yep.
And this is just a reality with people who are struggling with substance abuse. And when the other person is saying, look, we will make this arrangement, but you got to promise this. And the reason they put this in is that if it's violated, she can go back into court and say, he's violated the agreement. I want to strip him of any kind of physical custody.
Now,
she could do that.
There's a sign that they do at least want to attempt to make this amicable. They both said that they will attempt to celebrate Cruz's birthdays together. So he's not going to get the 2 birthday parties, which I know sometimes you think is a silver lining for divorce, that kids get double parties. I've heard you say this. Don't you disavow it now.
It's fine. No, it's fine. But, the more specific you get with this stuff, sometimes, divorce lawyers will say, be really specific so there can't be any room for argument. But the reality is, the more specific you get, it's more of a sign that there's less trust in the other person, that you can co-parent with them. And this is pretty specific and also very lopsided in terms of physical custody. So it really kind of speaks to exactly what her concerns are about him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Jordan from Jackson here. I just feel like everybody don't need kids. For y'all to have to specify that we're not going to be on drugs and alcohol while we have separate custody of the kid just makes me wonder, what were y'all doing when y'all had them together? And so I just believe everybody needs to sober up. Everybody needs to get themselves together, because it's about the kid. At the end of the day, it's about the kid. So get it together, be mature. It's already a stressful situation.
Yeah, well, there's a reason they put it in, because it was an issue.
Coming up.
Big fun on the TMZ celebrity tours, and now the brunch bus. But when it's Sunday, it's time for brunch.
Of course, and Trey Melvin, internet personality Trey Melvin, brought the spunk, the fire, and the pipes to the brunch bus.
Be right back.
Big fun on the TMZ celebrity tours and also on our After Dark tours. We talked about the comedy tour yesterday. Now the brunch bus. But when it's Sunday, it's time for brunch.
Of course, and Trey Melvin, internet personality Trey Melvin, brought the spunk, the fire, and the pipes to the brunch bus. He sang, his voice sounded like glass, and I just...
Wait, is that a good...
Isn't that a compliment?
Kind of.
You know what I mean? It was...
We got it.
Like Mariah Carey, but male.
We get the idea.
And I just want to shout out our 3 amazing spots. Beaches WeHo.
Well, Saddle Ranch right there.
Oh, Saddle Ranch, yes, with the French toast bites. They gave us French toast
Oh,
bites.
that sounds good.
They were like melting in our mouths.
Did they put maple syrup on it?
Of course. I mean, that would be criminal not to. A dry French toast bite? That sounds terrible.
Fair.
St. Felix is our new stop that you haven't heard of yet, but
I've
it's
not
true.
heard of
We're unveiling it right now.
Where is it?
So it's in Hollywood, and they give us light bites and shots, and they are amazing. They're so vibey.
By the way, this is all for the price of admission on the bus. Everything else
crazy.
is free.
It's actually crazy. And I just want to talk about Trey for a second. He was amazing. Not only did he sound amazing, he brought his internet friend, Zach Campbell, and he shaded Nicki Minaj on the tour. So that was interesting, too.
I think they're friends in real life, too. You don't have to call him his internet friend.
Yes, true. He's a fellow internet personality.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And shading Nicki Minaj is kind of the thing that everyone is doing now.
He shaded it in a very intelligent way that I kind of wanted to shout out. He said, you can't build a brand around marginalized communities and then canoodle with figures that are hurtful to those communities. So, I don't know. I thought it was a very intelligent way of putting it. Just wanted to shout that out.
And the brunch bus. Honestly, it's so cool. It is so cool. It's such a great way of spending like a Sunday afternoon, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's just an awesome experience.
Do you know
Starts in West Hollywood.
Do you know people fly in from different states to get
It's
on
so
your
good.
tours?
It's so fun.
It's crazy. They do.
These experiences, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the best. What else do you guys want to talk about?
Hey guys, Rachel here from Northwest Arkansas. Jack White and T Swift. Let's talk about it. Calling breakup songs boring is a pretty bold take, especially when that's usually what makes artists famous. But let's just think about it. Different generations, different styles. I get that. But there's a community that calls themselves Swifties. I don't think I've ever heard anybody call themselves a Stripey. So,
quick. Favorite breakup song?
Mine, oh my God. It's got to be like old school Johnny Cash. That's the original, like, heartbreaker music for me.
Spoken like a true Arkansanian, if that's the word.
I'm pretty sure it isn't. I don't know what the word is, but I don't think it's Arkansanian.
One more.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I'm from Houston. My topic is about the shooting that just happened with Rihanna's home. First, I want to say I'm glad that she is safe and so are her babies. They're untouched physically. But I just feel like this goes to show how, it's really a serious issue to have these documented issues on hand and have a weapon. This could have turned out tragically.
Yeah, no, we're shocked that she had a weapon. It's just nuts.
Coming up.
The Indian Wells tennis tournament came to an end, and last year's champion, Mira Andreeva,
lost. I think she lost.
Was ticked off.
Woo. Be right back.
Boy, we've had some exciting endings to sporting events here in Southern California.
We have.
We talked about the LA Marathon and how that turned out.
Yep.
Well, the Indian Wells tennis tour or tennis tournament came to an end. And last year's champion, Mira Andreeva,
lost. I think she lost.
Was ticked off.
Woo, look at that.
Not only did she throw her racket, she had some words for the crowd on her way out. Yeah.
We can't say we can't even say what she said.
Her mouth. But
she was pissed off at the crowd.
Yes, she had some 4-letter words.
Yeah, she was like telling them to go.
Like you all.
Go, you know where. Katerina Siniakova won, by the way, Russian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so, but she's Russian too.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, she's Czech.
Czech. Wow.
Checkmate.
How?
See you tomorrow.
Bye.